So we're on the road again, thrifting, and this is the Guide to Thrifting Harrisburg edition. We're going to hit 5 thrift stores and another store that has books and games, video games, records, and all sorts of cool stuff. Um, all the addresses and websites for these places we visit today are in the description below, so be sure to see them. So I think you're probably right about Nietzsche, saying God is dead. Oh, we're here. Like you, we talk philosophically on our way to thrifting. So we are now at our first stop, CommunityAid. Holy crap! Wow, we've hit the jackpot. So are we philosophically obligated to throw that out since we picked it up? So the CommunityAid is pretty large, so that you can see here that it's a big store. There's a lot of stuff, with a lot of it, of course, being clothes. It's generally pretty well organized, generally clean overall. Prices tend to be a bit high. And one of the things that they do that's tough is they bag unrelated stuff. So these are a whole bunch of small figures. There might be one or two things you're interested in, but then as you look at it, the price is $13. So that would be a tough one unless you knew something was in here. This talking chest is $4. That's more reasonable. They got the home goods, of course. There's lots of shelves of that. Another example of something kind of high. Here is a keyboard from Yamaha, Portasound. It's $25. It's written on. It's got stickers on it. It's actually like Sharpie. Somebody wrote on Sharpies, and you can sell this on eBay, or somebody bought this on eBay for $30. So that's really priced pretty high. Records, you got to get lucky. You'll find Disney and a couple, interesting. Each record is $2, which isn't outrageous, but again, also not so cheap that you're just going to go ahead and buy them. They do have a display case, and with any thrift store with display cases, check it out. And there's some football stuff. You're going to see over here that they have some camera gear. They have a Trivial Pursuit, a Harry Potter edition, an SNES game, some ET cards. It's again somewhat interesting. I didn't look at too many of the prices here. They weren't super cheap. On the bottom shelf, you'll see like some furs. I don't know what those are, some anime books, so some interesting things. 7 minutes away from there in the Harrisburg Mall is a place called Second and Charles, which is a fun kind of store that we like with records and games and video games and stuff like that. So they had a free bin on the way going in, and nothing in there that you would actually want. That's why it's free, but who can resist a free bin? They have a pretty big selection and a nice clean open store. They have books. They have some musical instruments, as you'll see here in a minute. They at least had guitars. I forget if they had anything much beyond that. We were looking a lot at the records. A decent selection, a lot of rock and roll. They have both new and used. Prices are not super cheap. This Kiss one is $13. I'm pretty sure it's used. The Live one looks new and it's $20. But, so that's within reason. They have Funko Pops, and you're going to see nice selection, like who can resist, Barney Gumble here from the Simpsons. They do have these retro gaming emulators, like to play old SNES games and Atari 2600 games. And they do have some of those current ones, as you see, for like the Wii and the Switch and stuff. So a nice store, definitely worth the time to go to. So we'd already been on the road for a couple hours, so we stopped for lunch about 5 minutes away at the Tomato Pie Cafe. I got the tomato pie. My son got a pretzel breakfast sandwich with some hash browns. He really liked his. The tomato pie was quite good. I got the carrot fries. I momentarily, hoped that somehow they had made carrots taste like French fries, and I was excited. But those hopes were indeed dashed. They are just carrot sticks, and they're kind of heated, and they got some salt and stuff on them, so they're okay. Obviously, a much healthier alternative, but not my preference. But I love the tomato pie. My son liked his sandwich. We would definitely go back. Nice place. The next stop was called the Thrifty Shopper. It's about 10 minutes away, and it's right in Harrisburg. It kind of felt like subterranean, like in this building. You could barely see it. You had to see the open sign. It is relatively small, and it's mostly closed, so it wasn't quite what we were looking for. But they did have a couple of knickknacks, and it's a fun place. If you're in the area, it's worth stopping in. We found a little knickknack that you'll see at the end, and the owner was really nice, so worth a stop. So we kind of doubled back at this point, and we went to the Salvation Army family store about 15 minutes away. It's a little bit nicer than some of the other Salvation Armies I've gone to. A good size, a little bit cleaner, a little bit more organized. They have some older things. Like sometimes you find stores that seem to be in like the older part of town or something. So they had this like Lego bin. I got excited, limited edition, but it's empty. At least they tell you it's empty. And kind of wishful thinking. They're asking $4 for this thing, which seems a little bit nuts. This is a leather. Underneath here is a leather Tandy leather kit, which is not something you see every day. And actually, I bought it, so you'll see it more close up at the end. So definitely worth stopping. Decent selection, and if you get lucky, you'll find some nice things. We then drove another 15 minutes to a Goodwill. It's pretty much your typical Goodwill. It's a decent size, maybe slightly cleaner, maybe slightly more organized than some, but it's got the clothes, it's got board games and toys, some electronics and things. Very, very typical for a Goodwill. So the last place was probably my favorite. It was the Wonders Found thrift shop, about 10 minutes away from that Goodwill. It's kind of neat. It's kind of quirky. It's got like this long hallway, and then there's like separate rooms, and each room's got a theme. So this is the toy room, and there's home goods, clothes, electronics. It was run by like little old ladies. They're all volunteers, and I don't know. There's something about the feel to it, and some of it was cool, some of it was crap. You saw the assorted bag of random whatever. But they also have like bins, like they had a bunch of these bins, and so you feel like you get a treasure hunt where you're kind of sorting through this stuff, and maybe you're gonna find something good. You'll see that I find a handful of Smurfs, Smurf figures. They're about 10 cents each. I find a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle watch, also 10 cents, and it was fun. So it wasn't like I found some awesome, great things. My son's looking at a Nerf gun here. And again, you never know what you'd find. We did walk away with a couple of interesting things, which you'll see in a minute as we summarize our finds. So we are back, and we were gone. How long were we gone?
6, 7 hours. 8 hours?
8 hours. Traveled 100 miles. And let's see what we got. All right, big reveal, Justin. What'd you get?
Pretty much like one thing. This Wing Chun record that I got at the store that is like 10 minutes away from here. So
and we didn't videotape that.
Yeah.
But and what? No, you got something else.
Yes,
Come on, man.
I got this free 6-inch.
No, I paid
think
10 cents for that.
Oh really?
Oh, did I? Oh
No, I'm pretty sure it was free. I would not have had you pay anything for that.
So you got nothing to complain about then?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. In that one kind of tiny thrift store in Harrisburg, I got this creamer. It's a cow-shaped creamer. It is from Worley Industries, and it's worth $6,000 to $7,000. Or possibly maybe $10 if I'm lucky. I forget which. My best haul was actually at that one place where I bought, I think everything here was 10 cents. This was free. This was free. These Smurfs are actually potentially worth 10, at least this one's like 10 to 15. I didn't look these two up, but again, 10 cents each. These are from Shark Tales. They're some kind of pocket games. And again, they're new. They might be worth something. I don't actually know what these are, but this is a Trapper Keeper. Some people love Trapper Keeper. But they must be from a game or something, so I'm gonna have to look those up. The Tandy Leather Company handbag, which should be worth 25 to 30. So it was good. It was a good day. Quality time with my boy, and fun time finding some decent treasure. So that's it for our epic Harrisburg thrifting run. The drive time from the first place to the last place is about an hour. It took us a lot longer because we live about an hour plus outside of Harrisburg, and we tend to linger at some of these places. In the description below, you're going to get the names, addresses, and websites for all these places in case you want to visit. I really appreciate any comments, suggestions. This was a fun outing. All the places were worth going to. The Thrifty Shopper in Harrisburg was a bit out of the way, and it was mostly closed. So for us, it wasn't great, but it's a cool little store, and it's nice to, support local businesses. Please consider subscribing. Thanks. I search thrift stores, Goodwills, garage sales, and more for possible treasures. Then I decide whether to purchase or pass. Watch what I do and decide for yourself. Would you buy it?